Oh my God, we are so blessed. Where is Joel Solomon? Where are you? There you are. I am so excited to hear you today. You guys, get ready. This is not a simple thing, and it's not an exercise. It is totally transformational. How to create money miracles. Who doesn't want that? Oh my God. Joel, take it away.
You, Orly, and I'd love to make this interactive.
Okay.
So if you can unlike the chat,
Yeah, it's
love
unlocked.
to have everyone get the best out of this presentation. So thank you, Orly. Thank you, Michael. And man, I am so grateful for Teresa, Dachi, Paula, Cindy, all you guys. Thanks for showing up live. And for those of you watching the recording, thanks so much for watching this recording. So I have a very important question for you guys. Can you imagine never having to worry about money again? Can you put imagine in the chat if you can? But I will tell you from doing the research, reading tons of psychology books and interviewing dozens and dozens of people, that most people can't imagine it because they don't believe it. Today, I'm going to be telling you stories about how happiness, gratitude, and belief have dramatically changed my life. Back in 2009, I essentially won the lottery. And I'll explain more in a few minutes. But if you asked me if I was ecstatic, I would have said absolutely for a minute. But what if you could be happy now, before you have the millions in the bank? Creating the feeling of gratitude can shift your feelings about money from worry and fear, expectation and fun. And this is what I did before I even knew this gratitude technique consciously. And in the next few minutes, you too are going to learn how to shift your money beliefs and create real financial abundance. Now, have you ever had a dream, a really, really big dream? Put big dream in the chat if you've had a big dream. So that was me in 1992. I had a dream to be a professional money manager because it was my hobby analyzing and investing in stocks in the evenings and weekends. During the day, I was coding at an insurance company, and I didn't want to go back to school for an MBA in finance. So I reached out to many professional money managers who gave me doubt, massive doubt, a ton of rejection. But then there was one who showed me his path, and I followed it mostly. And in 2008, I was hired by a major financial institution to manage a $300 million portfolio of stocks. Can anyone say financial crisis, the Great Recession? That was the year I started managing money. The year the market was down 40% and financial companies, the only ones I was invested in, were down a lot more. And no, I had nothing to do with that. Seriously, I didn't. That was the year we lost our sense of security. Many of us lost our homes, our retirement accounts were slashed. I even had friends calling me up on the phone and asking me, Joel, should I take my money out of my bank account? Because they were afraid of a literal run on the bank. There was a ton of fear out there. I was scared I might get fired. But I did manage to generate a positive, solid return for the bank shareholders that year. And the next year was even better. I generated a massive 25% return, and my boss gave me a bonus for that year. That was my lottery winnings. Now, was I ecstatic? Yes, for that minute. But my true dream was to have my own company managing money. Could it really be done without an MBA in finance and decades of experience managing money? Well, I did have great relationships with insurance companies. And I went to them asking them to invest their money with me. So fast forward a few years, I've created my company. I've hired the required service providers and employees. It was June 12th, 2013. I was at a huge investor meeting in Midtown Manhattan, and I was getting a call from my chief financial officer. I needed to leave the room. I had to hear the words, and I did. She said, Joel, the money's in the accounts. You can start investing their funds tomorrow. On that warm June day, I ran out of that hotel screaming, woo, woo. Yes, I achieved my dream 20 years after I first had it. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to condense my long road so that it can lead to your shortcut. But my days as a professional money manager were no fun and games. It was July 1st, 2015. I literally had tears dripping down my cheeks. Why? I was in pain. I was sitting on the Metro North train. We were slowly rolling into Harlem 125th Street Station when I got the news. A colleague had just texted me. One of the stocks we were betting was going to go down, just announced it was being acquired. It was going to be up 30% in one day. It was going to be the worst day of my career managing money. I literally was going to lose over $600,000 and millions of dollars of my investors' money. These were the people who had trusted me, had given me their hard-earned cash, who believed in me, and I felt like I had let them down. I felt like giving up. Anyone ever feel like giving up? Put giving up in the chat if you've ever felt that way. Well, on the train that day, I felt like a complete imposter. And I knew I needed to do something to change this feeling of absolute despair. And music normally helps. So I put on an uplifting song, Ooh Child by the Five Stair Steps. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get brighter. Well, it definitely didn't make me feel happy, but it did stop those tears from falling down my cheeks. And I put on a good, calm appearance for my colleagues that day, and I realized that things were going to get brighter and easier eventually. And the song did get me back into an optimistic leadership mindset. Now, after establishing that happy habit, I realized that other things could create unconditional happiness in my life. And I did many of them over the coming weeks and months, including spending more time with my loving, caring daughters, Lauren and Morgan. So what could it be for you? Maybe it's a walk in nature. Maybe it's writing in your gratitude journal. Or maybe it's dancing home alone, naked, or just dancing. Put in the chat some happy habits you are going to do going forward that will create unconditional happiness in your life. Now, here's my comeback story. In August and September of 2015, just after that massive loss, I had my best 2 months managing money relative to the overall stock market index. My fund was up 3%. The market was down 9%. We outperformed by 12%, 1,200 basis points. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences, only synchronicities. And if you believe happiness and gratitude can create more abundance in your life, it will. So let's fast forward a few more months to December 2015. I went to a personal development course, and two things happened there that completely changed my life. First, we had a guest speaker speaking for 1 hour. It was a 3.5-day course, and he spoke for 1 hour about stocks and stock options. And when he spoke about stock options in particular, he made it sound easy. He said, you don't need much time, you don't need much money. This is how the rich people get rich, and options are essentially risk-free. I was sick to my stomach. I had people tapping me on the shoulder, whispering, Joel, does this make sense? Are options really riskless? Well, after he was done, we went out of the auditorium. I told him, please don't do this. He has no idea about any of you individually, and most importantly, no idea about your belief that you can become rich using options. See, out of the 200 people in the room, only a handful were likely to become rich using options. And yet, more than 50 ran to the back of the room to sign up. Why? Because their belief in stock options being the get rich quick method was moved to a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is absolute faith and 1 is massive doubt. Well, temporarily. See, the guest speaker believed that stock options were the way to get rich. And maybe for him it was, but not for many others. And their level of belief would come down in the days and weeks ahead. Now, the second thing that happened at that personal development course was we were given a wooden board 2 inches thick, and we were told we're going to break it with our bare hand. Anyone ever do this? Put wooden board in the chat if you've done it. There was a lot of fear in the room. The exercise was called Obstacles Are Illusions. And on one side of the board, we had to write our biggest obstacle, and the other side, our ultimate goal, which stumped me for a few minutes. And then it hit me. Make everyone in this room financially free. Make everyone in this room financially free. And then I broke through. I broke the board. I did it. Like the other 200 people in the room, I went home that night and I couldn't sleep. First, the guy was in my head. And I realized if I could ever get up the courage to speak on a stage, kind of like I'm doing right now, because my biggest fear that day was public speaking, I could be authentic, not mislead people, and be of service. And the second thing going on in my head at 4:30 in the morning was that wooden board staring back at me from across my bedroom, actually half the wooden board. Make everyone in this room financially free. And then it hit me. I think it was 4:30. I jumped out of bed. I quickly got dressed. I was at my office in Midtown Manhattan at 54th and 6th Avenue before the sun rose. I sent an email to my investors telling them I'm giving them their money back. I'm shutting down my fund. I figured out my true purpose on earth: to help you become financially free. So remember, my dream took me 20 years to achieve it. It's going to take you a lot less time. Why? Because you're about to learn 2 of the 9 money rules millionaires use. This is my book from 2019, The 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use. So what I'd love for you guys to do is get out your phone. Yes, I'm asking you to get out your phone and text to the number 66866 prosperity. I'm doing something very special for anyone attending and watching the recording. You're going to get a free video course on each of the 9 money rules. Today, we're going to go through 2. I'm going to give you all 9 of them. Text to the number 66866 prosperity, and you'll get all of them. But let's go through the first 2 today. So here's your first secret. Once you level up your financial education and shift your money mindset, you can become financially free quickly. When you change your belief about money from fear and worry to expectation and fun, you can live the life of your dreams and manifest real financial abundance. So I'm going to start with a quick story about how important beliefs are. So this story is about crypto. Anybody here of Bitcoin? Bitcoin in the chat if you've heard of Bitcoin. Let me be clear. I'm not recommending Bitcoin. This is only an example. On November 24, 2017, 2 guys buy Bitcoin, $8,000. The first guy, he's done his research. He's read the white papers. If you asked him on a scale of 1 to 10 what his belief level is, he's a 10. He has absolute faith. The second guy, He's got a tip from a buddy who says, dude, get out, it's going higher. He says, oh, it seems risky. It seems speculative. Okay, I'll do it. If you asked him on a scale of 1 to 10, he's a 1. So they both buy that one Bitcoin. Less than a week later, Bitcoin's up at $10,000. The first guy says, see, I told you I was going to make money on Bitcoin. The second guy says, but it doesn't go back down. And a few days later, Bitcoin's back down at $8,000. The first guy says, this is the best buying opportunity out there. And he buys more. The second guy, he sells. He is so grateful he didn't lose any money on Bitcoin. 3 weeks later, Bitcoin's at its all-time high up to that point, $19,500. And the first guy sells. He's made almost 250% on his money in less than 1 month, 2.5 times his money in less than 1 month. The second guy, he has no idea what Bitcoin is. He's worried about losing money elsewhere. So what's the point of the story? Anybody? Feel free to put in the chat what do you think the point of the story is. Well, the point of the story is all about belief. And I ask my clients to write down their level of belief in each investment they own or are thinking about owning. And you're not going to hear this from a financial advisor. What's your level of belief in everything you do, in your business, in your investments? Because if you're not a 7, 8, 9, or 10, you're going to be selling when you should be buying and buying when you should be selling. And I also recommend updating your level of belief in your business, in your investments every 3 to 6 months, because it does change over time, especially based on whether you've already made or lost money. But of course, that shouldn't change your investment thesis. So let me give you a client example. John came to me in 2018. He was an auto mechanic, massive negative beliefs about money. He hadn't gone on a vacation in 20 years. He was working really, really hard, and he hadn't changed his shoes in 3. But he believed, he came to me, and he believed on a scale of 1 to 10 that stocks were the way for him to become rich. So let me be clear. The difference between this example and what is the personal development course is I teach people what they believe. So if you come to me and you say, I'm interested in learning about stocks or bonds or real estate or crypto, I'll teach you. But I'm not professing that my way is the way, because I believe there's 1,000 ways to become rich. So John came to me and he wanted to learn about stocks. So I taught him everything I knew, including my 5-step proprietary stock screen. And in 2021, John generated $2 million in the stock market. And his beliefs, most importantly, about money have changed from fear and worry to expectation and fun. And he now views himself as financially free. See, having empowering beliefs about money is essential. People's beliefs about money have held them back from living the lives of their dreams. So many people come to me and say, you can't be spiritual and rich, or you have to work really, really hard to be rich and successful. Or once I become rich, then I'll be grateful and happy. My belief is these are all limiting beliefs. And once you change your beliefs about money, you will change your life. So learn how to be happy and grateful now before and let the money flow. But I know what some of you are thinking, Joel, how do I change my beliefs about money quickly? So here's your second secret. The following method has worked for me. It's worked for many of my clients. Say certain words out loud with emotion and put your name in them. This is called an affirmation of the power of positive thinking. And I know what some of you are thinking, oh, this woo-woo BS stuff. But I will tell you, affirmations and visualization have now been scientifically backed. Top performing athletes are using affirmations. Navy SEALs use positive self-talk and visualization. By the way, visualization is rule number 4 in the 9 money rules millionaires use. And I'm not going to get into it today, but you will get it in your online video course. So I'm going to challenge you to do these 3 affirmations out loud with emotion. So here's your first one. Remember, put your name in it. I Joel Solomon, am so grateful for all the money and abundance in my life right now. 2, I, Joel Solomon, enjoy my prosperity and share it freely with the world. So let's do this third one together. I state your name, breathe in abundance and prosperity. See how easy that was? Anyone can do it. Now remember, say it out loud with emotion. But what if you have your ego saying, that's crap, I just lost $10,000 in that stock investment last week? Use my good friend and mindset breakthrough coach, Andy Dooley's powerful reframe. Stop, cancel, clear, get the fear out of here. Or you could use the other F word, I'm not going to judge. So many people are struggling with money issues these days. It hurts my heart to know that these problems can be solved easily and quickly. See, a woman came to me a couple of years ago, $90 left in her bank account for the last 6 days of the month. She literally had to send her daughter to her parents to ensure her daughter was fed. So what action steps did she take to ensure the struggle did not define her life? She used affirmations, individualized affirmations that we created to feel calmer and less worried about her money situation. She shifted her thoughts from fear and anxiety to expectation and even fun. And she took massive action. I would say inspired action. And now she has a full-time job. Her daughter's living back with her. And she even took a vacation this year. Remember, you have everything you need inside of you. So I challenge you to begin today. 1, develop happy habits by choosing something that makes you unconditionally happy every day. 2, say your favorite money miracles affirmation that lights you up out loud with emotion daily. And 3, start writing 3 to 5 things every day that you're grateful for and why. Now, this is an absolute formula for success, but the magic that comes from believing is real. It's been demonstrated in the lives of the most successful people like J.K. Rowling, Ellen DeGeneres, Tony Robbins, and Oprah, and it can be demonstrated in your life too. Just believe that there are money miracles in the believing, and miracles there will be. For belief will supply the power for you to succeed in everything you try. I believe in you.